Have you ever wondered how a dynasty could change the course of history? Let's dive into the fascinating tale of the Umayyad Caliphate. In the 7th century, a new chapter in the annals of history was being written. The Rashidun Caliphate, the first of the 4 major Islamic caliphates, had just ended, making way for a new dynasty's reign. This was the Umayyad Caliphate, a dynasty that would significantly shape the trajectory of the Islamic Empire. The Umayyad dynasty emerged from a powerful Arab family, with its roots tracing back to Umayyad ibn Abd Shams, an influential figure in pre-Islamic Arabia. But the one who would truly carve the Umayyads' place in history was Muawiyah ibn Abi Sufyan, born into the esteemed Sufyanid branch of the Umayyad family. Muawiyah was a seasoned political figure with a knack for leadership. In the year 661, Muawiyah made a defining move. He took up the mantle of the caliphate, marking the dawn of the Umayyad era. This was a significant transition. The caliphate, the Islamic State's leadership, was now in the hands of the Umayyads, shifting away from the 4 rightly guided caliphs of the Rashidun era. Muawiyah's reign as the first Umayyad Caliph was marked by his political acumen and strategic vision. He established a centralized system of governance, replacing the tribal structure that had been prevalent. This move consolidated his control, offering a more structured approach to ruling the rapidly expanding Islamic empire. But as with any significant change, Muawiyah's rise to power was met with resistance. There were factions who questioned the Umayyads' claim to the caliphate, believing that the leadership should remain within the Prophet Muhammad's family. These tensions would simmer beneath the surface, influencing the course of the Umayyad dynasty in the years to come. Thus began the epic of the Umayyads, a dynasty that would leave an indelible mark on world history. With the foundation laid, the Umayyads embarked on a journey of conquest and consolidation. Under the Umayyad caliphs, the Islamic empire expanded significantly in a manner that was both determined and strategic. They set their sights on vast territories, many of which were far from the empire's heartland. One such territory was the Iberian Peninsula, known today as Spain and Portugal. This marked a significant milestone in their expansion as it represented their foray into Europe, a continent hitherto untouched by the Islamic Empire. The conquest of the Iberian Peninsula was not just a military achievement, but a cultural one as well, as it allowed for the introduction of Islamic traditions and practices into European society. Simultaneously, the Umayyads turned their attention southwards to the rich and fertile lands of North Africa. This region offered not only wealth, but also a strategic advantage, serving as a gateway to the Mediterranean Sea. The successful conquest of North Africa further demonstrated the Umayyads' military prowess and strategic acumen. The Umayyads then set their eyes further east, towards the vast and diverse landscapes of Central Asia. This region, with its varied cultures and societies, posed a unique challenge to the Umayyads. However, they rose to the challenge, adding yet another jewel to their already glittering empire. Each of these conquests was significant in its own right, but together they represented something much larger. The Umayyad expansion was not merely an exercise in empire building. It was a vehicle for the spread of Islam, bringing the religion and its teachings to new regions and peoples. Under the Umayyads, Islam was no longer confined to its birthplace in the Arabian Peninsula. It had become a global faith, reaching as far west as Europe and as far east as Central Asia. The Umayyad conquests not only expanded their empire, but also paved the way for the spread of Islam far beyond its birthplace. In this manner, the Umayyads played a pivotal role in shaping the course of history, leaving a legacy that continues to resonate to this day. But the Umayyad Caliphate wasn't just about conquests and expansions. It was a time of cultural and artistic growth. This period, often referred to as the Golden Age of Islamic art and culture, saw significant developments that shaped the aesthetic and cultural landscape of the Islamic world. Let's take a moment to appreciate the architectural prowess of the Umayyads. One of their most notable contributions is the Umayyad Mosque in Damascus. This architectural marvel was built on a site that has been home to religious structures for thousands of years, and it continues to stand as a testament to the grandeur of Umayyad architecture. The mosque's intricate mosaics, vast courtyard, and towering minarets reflect the Umayyads' attention to detail and their desire to create structures that were both aesthetically pleasing and functionally efficient. But the Umayyads' influence wasn't limited to architecture. They also made significant strides in the realm of visual arts. They pioneered the use of calligraphy as an art form, decorating buildings and objects with intricate flowing scripts. This became a defining feature of Islamic art, as it allowed artists to express their creativity while adhering to the Islamic prohibition against the depiction of human figures. The Umayyads also played a crucial role in the development of music, literature, and philosophy. They patronized scholars and artists, encouraging intellectual pursuits and the creation of works that reflected the diversity and richness of the Islamic world. Poetry flourished, with poets exploring themes of love, nature, and the human experience. Philosophical thought thrived, with scholars delving into questions of ethics, metaphysics, and the nature of knowledge. In essence, the Umayyad Caliphate was more than a political and military power. It was a vibrant center of artistic and intellectual activity, a crucible where different traditions and ideas met and fused to create a unique and enduring cultural legacy. The Umayyad era was indeed a golden age of Islamic art and culture. But as is often the case with great empires, the Umayyads too faced their share of challenges. This period of the Umayyad Caliphate was marked by internal strife and revolts. The seeds of discord were sown deep within the fabric of the caliphate, primarily due to disagreements over religious and political policies. One of the most significant sources of dissent stemmed from the supporters of the rival Alid faction. This faction believed that the leadership of the Muslim community should remain within the family of Ali, the cousin and son-in-law of the Prophet Muhammad. The Umayyads, however, were not from the Prophet's family, and this caused significant tension within the caliphate. These tensions eventually led to open rebellion against the Umayyads. The most significant uprising was the Abbasid Revolution. This was not a spontaneous event, but the culmination of years of discontent and planning. The Abbasids, claiming descent from the Prophet's uncle, Abbas ibn Abdul Muttalib, positioned themselves as the true and rightful leaders of the Muslim community. The Abbasid Revolution was a turning point in the history of the Islamic Empire. It was marked by intense fighting, political maneuvering, and ultimately the overthrow of the Umayyads. In the year 750, the Abbasids seized control of the caliphate, marking the end of the Umayyad dynasty. It was a brutal transition of power, with many Umayyad family members being killed. Yet the Umayyad story didn't end there. Some members of the dynasty managed to escape to Spain, where they established the Umayyad Emirate of Cordoba. Despite their fall from power in the east, they managed to carve out a new realm in the west, proving their resilience and adaptability. The fall of the Umayyads marked the end of an era, but not the end of their legacy. Their influence reverberated through the centuries, shaping the course of history in ways that still impact us today. As we delve deeper into this fascinating period, we'll discover how the Umayyads left an indelible mark on the world. The Umayyads may have fallen, but their legacy lived on. The Umayyad Caliphate, an era marked by expansion, cultural development, and ultimately decline, left a lasting imprint on the world. The dynasty might have been overthrown in the tumultuous Abbasid Revolution, but its spirit survived, finding refuge in a far corner of the Islamic world, Spain. In the wake of the Abbasid Revolution, surviving members of the Umayyad family made a daring escape to the Iberian Peninsula. There they established the Umayyad Emirate of Cordoba, a beacon of civilization that would flourish for centuries. The emirate evolved into a center of learning and culture, a testament to the Umayyads' enduring commitment to intellectual and artistic advancement. The legacy of the Umayyad Caliphate, however, extends far beyond the boundaries of Cordoba. Their era of rule marked the swift and vast expansion of the Islamic Empire, bringing new regions under its influence. Their reign saw the spread of Islam to the Iberian Peninsula, North Africa, and Central Asia, an achievement that shaped the religious and cultural landscapes of these regions. Moreover, under the Umayyads, Islamic art and architecture blossomed. The Umayyad Mosque in Damascus, an architectural marvel of its time, remains an enduring symbol of this golden age. The Umayyads' contribution to the arts forever shaped the aesthetic identity of Islam, leaving an indelible mark on the world's cultural tapestry. The Umayyads also left a complex socio-political legacy. Their rule, while marred by internal strife and criticism, introduced administrative changes that laid the groundwork for future Islamic governance. Their policies, though contentious, facilitated the consolidation of an empire. In conclusion, the Umayyads' reign, albeit fraught with challenges, left a profound impact on world history. Their legacy, embodied in the Umayyad Emirate of Cordoba, the spread of Islam, and the golden age of Islamic art, continues to be felt today. Despite their fall, the Umayyads left behind a legacy that continues to echo through the annals of history.